Hey everybody, Mike from Spectre Comics. Here's a short clip from my latest art live stream. To view the entire replay, click the link in the description below. The topic of this clip is detailing characters. I really like the way the captain turned out here. I wanted him to be very emotive and angry, because in this scene he's yelling, he's about to yell, and he's got this propensity to yell at all the subordinates. So that's what he's doing. And actually I try to create humor out of it, because in the next couple of scenes when you see him, he's going to yell at a group of the subordinates, and then he'll say, okay, I'm done with you, and I'll bring somebody else in so I can yell at them. So I try to create some humor out of it. Try to put a lot of detail in his mask, but you try not to put too much detail in, because what happens is you end up taking too long to draw a character. All of these Ori characters have these chest plates, and there's all these buttons and dials on them. So here's similar to this guy over here. The captain has these two plates, which are going to have similar buttons and dials. I look at the original design that I did, and I put a lot of detail in that. So I try not to do that, because when you have to draw characters over and over again, it becomes a lot to have to do that, to put all that detail in and have to do it every single time. I don't know how animators do it when they have characters that are highly detailed, like real animators that actually draw 24 frames per second in their animations. I can't even imagine what that would be like. And then keeping it consistent, and then it having to be painted. Obviously they have multiple people work on animated cartoons and films and stuff. So there's a lot of people doing it. And usually I think they assign a character to a certain artist, so that artist keeps that art consistent throughout the animation. As I did mention at the beginning, I am getting close. All of the components are here on this page. And again, in the last two panels, I've got the background, and then the characters are on there. And obviously, and I was working on this character recently, and just trying to get his body. And he's the last Ori soldier that's with the captain before he invites another person in to get yelled at. I did mention last stream that I jump around a lot when I'm drawing on a page, because I will work in a little section and then kind of jump around and add more detail to other areas. I don't even know why I do this. I don't draw in the same location every time, but when I was last working on this specific drawing right here, I actually drew the captain here, and then I enlarged it. And one of the nice things about Photoshop is that you can go ahead and just grab an image of the character. And I'll just do a little test here, but I grabbed the entire character, and again I have the captain on the same layer in each panel, so I don't want to mess up anything else. But using the move tool, I can scale him up or down, and he originally was about that big, and then I scaled him up because he was too small on the page. So I wanted him to be bigger, and again he's in the foreground, so he's in front of this Ori soldier over here. Even being in the foreground, he needed to look much larger than this character. He's not too far in the background. I think I put these on the wrong layer. Problem with having too many layers like I have now is that sometimes you forget to change layers when you draw the next thing. And I think I did that here, because my screen layer, which is all white, I think I infilled the captain's mouth here, the black part, with, yeah, see that? I accidentally did that. One way to quickly change layers in Photoshop is if you select the move tool and you just tap on a layer, you can turn this feature off, like from these checkboxes down here. One way to switch the layer is to use the move tool and just click on a layer. Problem is, if you accidentally click too hard, it can actually shift the layer, so you got to be careful. And I've done that a couple times, and then my backgrounds were offset. This white layer that's screening the star field from the foreground here, I actually moved it a bunch of times, and then I had to go back and clean it up. So I cleaned it up, and then I locked the layer. There's a layer here that's locked. Here's the layer, the white screen layer. That was an accident. I did not mean to move it, and I had to go back and clean it up. I did want to add a gradient in here. So when I did scale this up, as I mentioned earlier, as I started to say, it actually takes the pixels, which are really smooth like here, and it pixelates them like this. And I don't like that. So I'm trying to clean that up a little bit so that it looks like it's a smoother line, because this gray fuzz that's around here, I don't think it looks that good. And it keeps your lines not so sharp. Again, I am drawing with pixels here in Photoshop. This is not a vector program, but I can still get some pretty good lines. Now, I know it looks pixely when you're zoomed in like this, but when you zoom out, it actually looks really clean. You can kind of see this page. See, zoomed out, it doesn't look too bad. When you zoom way in, you can see the pixels. Like, they're really pixely. Thanks for watching this edited clip from my latest live stream. I stream Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Central. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified when I go live. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.